Good afternoon. This is my second video for today, Saturday, December 21st, 2024. Please like my videos, share them, follow my channel, share my channel to others if you enjoy. I'm just sharing with you a particular person's opinion on the drone issue. I know it's kind of quieted down and people aren't talking about it as much, but after sharing a video yesterday or the day before with former CIA analyst Larry Johnson, I thought I would go ahead and read you his thoughts on the drone issue. I did hear a retired colonel, U.S. Air Force colonel, talking about the drone, that it came out like yesterday or today, and he was saying if our government did it, it would have been leaked by now. That was his main thing on that. I don't know, but I'm going to share Larry Johnson's position on this. He says in one of his articles, I do not have inside knowledge, but I do have some personal experience in scripting and participating in military exercises in the last 3 decades that dealt with a domestic nuclear threat. More than 24 years ago, I was role-playing Secretary of Energy Bill Richardson, rest in peace, in a scenario that involved the Nuclear Emergency Search Team, aka NEST. Note, now the S in NEST means support, but before it was search, I guess. Why do I bring this up? One of the possible explanations for the drone activity, most of it taking place along the east coast of the United States, is that U.S. authorities are looking for nuclear material or a possible nuclear device. That is a job for NEST. What is the NEST? The Nuclear Emergency Support Team, formerly known as Nuclear Emergency Search Team, is a team of scientists, technicians, and engineers operating under the United States Department of Energy's National Nuclear Security Administration. NEST, that's DOE/NNSA. NEST is the umbrella designation that encompasses all DOE/NNSA radiological and nuclear emergency response functions, some of which date back more than 60 years. NEST's responsibilities include both national security missions, particularly countering weapons of mass destruction, WMD, and public health and safety, including responses to nuclear reactor accidents. NEST's task is to be, quote, prepared to respond immediately to any type of radiological accident or incident anywhere in the world, end quote. Holding a top-secret clearance does not mean that a person has access to the information available to the folks who comprise NEST. You also need at least a Q clearance. Has NEST been activated? I don't know. Here is what is so odd about these sightings and reports. The USG is feigning that it does not care and is not alarmed. That does not compute. Many of these drone sightings are taking place over areas/locations that are sensitive and are national security assets. Yet the federal government is pretending this is no big deal and that folks are not seeing what they claim to be seeing. I ain't buying that. Let me offer up 3 potential explanations for the current display of see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil by the Biden administration. That's what the name of his article is. The president, and this is number 1, the president and his aides genuinely have no idea what is going on. No one does. It is a mystery. Number 2, some of the president's key advisors know what is happening, but because of the sensitivity of the threat and fear of lighting off a public panic, are pretending to know nothing. The drone activity is covered by a SAP, its Special Access Program, and only a very small group of people in the USG know what is happening, which may exclude the president. Watching the media coverage, most reporters and pundits are fixated on the FAA and the Department of Defense, assuming that one of those is the lead agency in sorting out this mess. I have not heard a word about DOE's NEST. Here is what I know from watching the news coverage. The drone activity appears to be concentrated on specific routes, many near the east coast of the United States. I recall from my days at State CT, where part of my portfolio covered maritime security, that a minuscule number of our ports have the technology to detect incoming nuclear material. If the Biden team had an ounce of competence, which I seriously doubt, they should have assembled an interagency team comprised of senior personnel from the Department of Energy, NEST, the Federal Aviation Administration, the Central Intelligence Agency, the FBI, and the Department of Defense, including reps from DIA, Space Command, NORTHCOM, and some classified units commanded by SOCOM, Homeland Security, and the Coast Guard. Jake Sullivan, or one of his deputies, should chair this group and manage the situation. Maybe they had done this. I would be pleasantly surprised. Pretending that this is a nothing burger is a stupid policy. Adopting this posture simply fuels public doubts and fears. The Biden team is behaving like Leslie Nielsen in the iconic Naked Gun. Yes, that video. There's nothing to see here. And it's all these bombs going off, in the background and things blowing up. If you've ever seen the Naked Gun, it's very funny. These are legit UAPs, formerly known as UFOs, and no one has a clue what is happening and is afraid to find out. And he says, So tell me what you think is happening. Here are some suggestions. These are legit UAPs, formerly known as UFOs, and no one has a clue what is happening and is afraid to find out. Or a foreign power, e.g. Ukraine or Israel, or are going to stage a false flag with nuclear material in order to pin the blame on Russia or Iran and force a U.S. military response. That's what my son thinks. But we'll go on. Number 3, an SAP buried deep in the Department of Defense is testing new drone capabilities. That sounds possible too. I repeat, I do not know. So, that's what he has to say. I think those possibilities are very probable. The last two, I really think those are probably could be the top things. But of course, none of us know because it's kept secret. And so I wanted to share that with you. Thanks for watching. As I said, follow my channel, like my videos if you would, pass it along. And until next time.